she's listening.
Just call it John.
What? Yeah, let's tune in and talk. He did say we have to speak to the back. If you want to be heard on the screen. First concert of our fall season. We are the Kalliope Reed Quintet, and I'm personally very excited for our program tonight. It is Mexican Independence Day, and we are bringing you a program featuring 5 different living Mexican composers, in addition to 2 other Latin American composers, since it is also Hispanic Heritage History Month. And I think it'll be really fun. They're all very contrasting from each other, despite being all from the same country, and really shows kind of all the wonderful things that that country has to offer. And the first one that we're about to play is a movement from Danzas, Latinoamericanas by José Elizondo. Otoño in Buenas Aires. It's actually fall the opposite side of the year in Buenos Aires, but it's fall here, so you know it almost works. No, but it is a really cute, really fun piece. José Elizondo was born in Mexico, but now actually lives here locally in the Boston area, and he was the first composer that we connected with as a reed quintet when we started looking for new works to arrange, and it's just really fun to play. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Y para todos nuestros amigos mexicanos que está escuchando en línea, gracias por tomar tiempo en tu día de fiesta a escuchar nuestro programa. Y Viva México! So anyways, I hope you enjoy Otoño in Buenos Aires by José Elizondo. So part of the reason why we have this connection to Mexico is because I worked there for almost half a decade when I was principal at the Orquesta Sinfónica Sinaloa de las Artes. And we also toured to Mexico as a quintet and were able to premiere some new works over there. And the piece that we're about to play, Across the Seas Towards the Mystical by Charlie Daniels, we were actually able to premiere in Mexico where we met with the composer, so that was exciting. The work itself is also quite exciting. It's difficult to really explain, so I'll mostly just let you experience it, but it was written during the pandemic when the composer really had a lot of time to think about a wide variety of things inside his head, and there are stretches of it that are just very meditative and contemplative, and then there's other stretches that are just very vivid and energetic, but maybe in an almost beyond realistic way. And the piece is just sort of this never-ending string of excitement, and I hope you enjoy Across the Seas Towards the Mystical by Phillip Daniels Torres. I forgot to mention, but Charlie Daniels, in addition to being a very talented composer, is also a percussionist, which also helps explain all the different rhythmic elements that were in that piece. The next composer we're about to play, Nubia, Jaime, Melina, Donjuán, is a very talented composer and also a cellist. She plays with the Symphony in Sonora. But she writes just really beautiful and really fun compositions. Her Danzón Alcatraz we have performed in the past. This is the first time that we are performing her second work for reed quintet, A su merced, Don José. And this is certainly the premiere of the reed quintet version. It's And Don Jose was an uncle that she was very close with, who passed away recently, and it's just a very sweet, character-filled piece with lots of contrasting sections, and clearly something that was written with a lot of affection. So I hope you enjoy A su merced, Don Jose, by Nubia, Jaime, Melina, Donjuán. And we just wanted to close off the first half with the John Williams of Mexico, I like to say, Arturo Márquez. He's just a very, very tiny old composer of Mexico, and he has many, I believe 11. Danzón is the most recent one, was commissioned by the LA Philharmonic, and each one's a little bit different and has different instrumentation, but most of them are for orchestra. This one's quite unique in that it was originally written for a quintet, bass, cello, violin, clarinet, and saxophone, but the melodies are just so beautiful and the 5 voices work together so well that it actually sounds gorgeous on almost any combination of 5 or 4 instruments, although I have yet to test that too much. But I do really love the reed quintet version of this. So I hope you enjoy Danzón número 5 by Arturo Márquez. Just have to get my extension. be back in 10 with more music from Mexico and beyond.
You guys, Welcome back to the second half. I'm John, I'm the bass clarinetist in the group. And I'm just going to say a little bit about the next composer and piece. Abraham Gomez is a Mexican composer and clarinetist. I actually first met him in, I think it was 2018. I was a guest at a clarinet festival in Mexico City. And I remember him very clearly because he was very friendly, very gregarious. And he also won the clarinet concerto competition that was held there. And I remember talking to him that he was just starting to get interested in composing at the time. And then 3 years later, he actually won the first ever Califax composition competition. Califax is a reed quintet based in the Netherlands. They're actually basically the first reed quintet that ever existed. They basically invented this genre from scratch. So they're kind of the inspiration for all other reed quintets, which there are many of us now. What were you saying? So he won their composition competition. I think it was one of the first complete pieces he'd written. And so this is the piece that won that competition. It's called Astro Errante, which means wandering star. And it's inspired by a painting of the same name, which rather than trying to describe it, I encourage you just to Google it. It's easy to find. And it also draws a lot of inspiration from a woodwind quintet by Samuel Barber called Summer Music, which is one of the kind of classic standard pieces of the woodwind quintet repertoire. So what I think is really interesting about this piece is how it takes another composition as a starting point. You can definitely hear the references to it, but it also goes in a very new and fresh direction.
Moving south of Mexico, we will next be playing Transoceánica by Miguel del Águila from Uruguay. I like how this program kind of has an unexpected theme of traveling in it. Charlie's piece was about a very theoretical travel inside his head, and then the last piece sort of had a wandering star type travel thing happening, and then this one's about very literal travel. From one ocean to another. Transoceánica is about a bus ride from Rio, Brazil to Lima, Peru. It's thought to be the longest bus ride in South America. And normally I give a really detailed speech telling you what to listen for where in terms of what's happening at each point in the bus ride. But today we're going to have subtitles shown up on the screen for you so you'll know exactly what's happening at given moments, but just for anyone who doesn't want to watch the screen, to give you a general idea, it starts with a very slow, misty morning, and then you'll hear the bus start as sort of the rhythmic pattern goes, and it'll go throughout villages as things get more dancey, and then there's a point where the road unexpectedly disappears, and you'll hear the emergency brake in the clarinet. It sounds sort of like this. He nailed it. The composer nailed it. Someone also nailed it. And then they find the road and they eventually arrive in Lima by the end of the piece. So I hope you enjoyed Transoceánica by Miguel del Águila.
because I have water in my instrument while it's my turn to talk, so I'll just be multitasking here for a moment. But yeah, so Transoceanica's bus ride has taken us to Peru, which is where our next piece is based. So back in 2020, we commissioned our first piece called Amaru from Peruvian-American composer Daniel Cueto. And the piece is really special to us, and we loved it so much that we commissioned a second piece from him. So this next piece is one movement from his work that we commissioned called Momentos Peruanos, and also received an honorable mention in the Califax Reed Quintet competition that Abram won. So Daniel Cueto's Peruvian heritage plays a large role in a lot of his works. And this is a multi-movement work. We're just playing the second movement for you today. But basically each movement is based on a folk song or a folk dance from different regions around Peru. So our piece, which I want to make sure I don't butcher the Spanish. The second movement is called Fantasía de Tijeras. And this is based in the Andean region of Peru. And the dance that this is based on is called the scissor dance. And the dancers would actually use the scissors as percussion instruments. And that was his inspiration for this movement. So as soon as I get my water out of my key, I hope you enjoy.
While she's doing that, if you'd like to hear us again, this is the first of 5 concerts we're doing. Our next concert is actually this Tuesday, the 19th at Berkeley. We'll be performing the Franck Sonata with Francine Trester, who's a violinist and a composer. And she, so we'll be performing her works that she's composed for Reed Quintet. Plus, then we'll be performing the Franck Sonata with her as a soloist. And then after that, we will be returning September 29th, 30th, and October 1st with some mostly blue-themed concerts that I'll talk about for our blue piece. for coming out, and thank you to everyone who's been listening online. You really have been a fantastic audience. Thank you to Reverend Matt for making this possible, letting us play here, the Massachusetts Cultural Council for helping sponsor the concert, and to all the techies in the back that are live streaming this, Steve, Matt, Steve and Mike and anyone else who I don't know the name of. Thank you. You've done a great job. As I mentioned earlier, we have some blue-themed concerts coming up September 29th in the Somerville Museum. They actually have a local exhibit there that's all about the color blue, so we're performing a concert in it that's also all about the color blue. And it will include the Halifax arrangement of Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, arranged for, they somehow reduced the entire orchestra and the piano part into a reed quintet. That's really quite something. But we wanted to just preview it for you now. So thank you again so much for coming, and I hope you enjoy the opening of Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. Come hear the full work in the Somerville Museum. If you happen to be in the Cape that weekend or know someone is doing it again on the 30th in Yarmouth, that's your home. Thank you again. You guys have been a fantastic.